everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going over a 2022 Chevy Silverado 3500 LTZ. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to National GMC for giving me some time with the Silverado. Check out the inventory in the description down below. And then on a side note, I have my car buying course available for sale right now. Link to that in the description down below as well if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car. Let's get into the review. Under the hood, we have the 6.6 liter V8 diesel known as the Duramax. Goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission known as the Allison. Power outputs are 445 horsepower and then 910 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of this 3500 LTZ. So first off, you've got the cool venting here in the center, definitely aggressive. And I love the look of the hood overall from a design perspective. It also says Allison transmission and Duramax right there. And then you guys can see the LED accent lights and then the LED reflector lights for the headlights themselves. And then notice here just tons of chrome here on the front grille. Chevrolet logo, Z71 badge. And then chrome bumper. Fog lights down below. And then we've got some tow hooks here on the front end. And notice we don't have a massive air dam. Ford, just saying. And anyways, yeah, there's the front end. Now coming on the side here, we've got 37s wrapped around 22s in the front and in the rear on this particular truck. Fuel wheels, definitely a cool aesthetic. And then you guys can see just how aggressive the 37s are, and they're wide. And then here's a quick look at the shocks here on the front end. The truck is lifted. Not a huge lift. This looks like it's maybe like a 4-inch roughly. But yeah, definitely a cool aesthetic. Z71 there on the side again, 3500. And then this one's got the massive trailer mirrors with the chrome accenting. Now it's got chrome accenting on the door handles. And then also there under the windows, side step. And then we've got our bed step here on the side. This is where you're gonna fill up the diesel and the DEF. And then notice here with the fender flares also. And then look at the leaf springs, just massive. And then you got the shock there in the back. And here's our full side view, and I never thought I'd say this, but look how wimpy the TRX looks next to this Silverado. It's like tiny craziness. Here's our key fob. We have the unlock, the lock, the remote start, and then the drop down for the tailgate. Now we have a payload capacity of 3,962 pounds, and we have a conventional towing capacity of 20,000 pounds. This thing's an absolute monster. Anyways, you can see here with the spray and liner, and then you guys can see that whole setup there on the side. Notice we do have an outlet here in the bed. Definitely a nice touch. And then you can see the cargo light there at the top. Pretty large sized bed as well. And then lifting up the tailgate, it's actually pretty light. And then here's our kind of full rear view of the truck. See the taillights here. Chevrolet stamped into the bed. Got the Silverado logo, LTZ badge. And then got the bumper step here off to the side, the chrome bumper. And then notice the receiver hitch down below. And of course we got our massive exhaust tip right there. And quick for this video. So again, this is the LTZ. This isn't a comparison video, but they do happen to have a high country right over there. So you can kind of see the difference with the accenting on the high country versus on the LTZ in terms of the appearance. Here's the door panel on the rear. Notice the padding and then the stitching all throughout. And then we've got the wood trim right there. I've always loved the tubular door handles, kind of interesting. And then here are the seats. So with the LTZ, you get the leather seats. And you can see here, we've got the seat storage. Just another nice touch. And then under seat storage as well. And notice how it's like locked. You just gotta muscle it to get it down. And, well, pretty high to get up. Ooh, definitely gotta use a grab handle, that's for sure. Legroom's great. Headroom's great as well. And then notice the little storage pocket. And then we've got like a charging port area down below. And then a couple cup holders as well. And let's head to the front. Now here's the door panel at the front. You guys can see again the stitching and the padding all throughout, and then the wood trim. All of our window controls. And then this does have the mirror extenders. It's definitely a nice feature to have. 2 settings for the memory seats, door lock and unlock, and then you can fold in the mirrors too if you want. Here's the front seat again. You can see here with the perforations in the center. And then notice the bolstering. Power adjustments. And here's the pedal layout just down below with the hood latch release. Parking brake, got our light control here with the fog lights and the cargo light. And then our drive line select. And then also trailer tow mode and then the drive mode select. And let's pop in. Now here is the steering wheel. You can see here with the padding all over and then stitching on the center portion. Controls here for the center stack, and then you can see voice command control, phone control, heated steering wheel button, and then you can see the cruise control. Radio controls are on the back of the steering wheel. Turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and then we do have a column shifter with the plus and minus. You can shift the gears yourself with that 10-speed, and there you go. Now here's the center gauge cluster. Notice it's mostly analog gauges for everything. You do have that screen there in the center which you can scroll through a few different menus here on the truck to see different bits of information, right? Home page is where you're going to be on most of the time, for example. And then this is cool that this actually has auto for a heavy-duty truck, because typically heavy-duty trucks won't have any sort of four-wheel auto. They'll only have four-wheel high, four-wheel low. Trailer tow mode, you can see that pop on. And then as for the drive modes, guess I gotta spin it more. Got normal and off-road, so nothing too crazy happening. And then here is the center infotainment system. First off, we're gonna pop it into reverse. So we got a backup camera with trajectory lines that do turn with the steering wheel. Now so we can zoom in. Then you can make it like a trailer line if you want. Resolution on the camera is fantastic. And then moving from that to the rest of the infotainment system, response time's great. It's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Really easy to use. And it looks perfect size too. Got analog controls for the infotainment system just down below, and that's that. Analog climate controls does have a dual zone climate, which we can sync just like that. Pretty easy to use. And down below that, we've got heated seats, no air conditioned seats. And then notice we got diesel exhaust brake, we got the tailgate drop down, hazard lights, stability control, that's for the outlets, and then the hill descent control. And then you guys can see here, got our outlets, trailer brake controls. And then notice with the center console, this one's a bench seat configuration. And then there is some more storage space under that seat as well. Dual glove box setup. And then notice here with the padding on the dash all over. And then this is a used truck, even though it's a 2022, so you can see 11,461 miles in terms of the mileage. And then last but not least, no center for anything, no camera mirror, and fixed rear glass. This is a very interesting LTZ to say the least. So that is pretty much going to sum things up for today's video. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this interesting Silverado LTZ. It's an interesting spec. Loud Mustangs, loud Mustangs. But yeah, it's a very interesting spec with the options that it has and doesn't have, basically. But I think it's a great looking truck overall. And again, like I said, shout out to National GMC here in American Fork. They've got a bunch of different trucks to choose from if you guys are interested, including TRX, and wait for it, oh, you guys probably can't see, they've got some Raptors as well over there that have some cool stuff. So yeah, that's all.